Yeah. Analytics off the chain, other channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game. I'm a headliner.
Yo, what is going on, Headliner Nation? Kyle back with the Fantasy Headliners. You've asked for it. We've been wanting to do it, and we finally can bring it to you. That is right. We are now going to be doing film breakdown videos here on YouTube. And to kick it off today, I'm going to be talking about DeAndre Swift and why the addition of not just Jameson Williams to the draft, but DJ Chark could end up spelling huge breakout potential for DeAndre Swift this season. But before I jump into all that and start talking about it, our friends over at PrizePicks, this way. Our friends over at PrizePicks are sponsoring our 2022 Fantasy Football Draft Guide, and we have got a banger of a special for you right now. That's right. Head over to PrizePicks.com or download their app, create a new account using code word headliners, and deposit $20. If you do that, they are going to match your deposit up to $100, and we are going to send you a free 2022 Fantasy Headliners Fantasy Football Draft Guide. It'll be coming out here in a couple of months, but when they do come out, you will be getting one for free. So make sure you do that. Head over to prizepicks.com, download the app. Either way, create a free account using code word headliners. And then, hey, you just got to deposit $20 and you are going to be ready to go. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited to be doing film review here on the channel now. You all have been asking for it. We've done it over on Patreon before, but we've never had an opportunity to actually bring it to the masses where it didn't mess with our channel. And now we can. So a huge step forward for us and a huge step forward for you, because now you're going to have the ability to actually not only listen to how we talk about certain things here, but watch the film as we talk about what we are looking at. So strap in, buckle that seatbelt, ladies and gentlemen. This video is going to be incredible. Hit that like button for me and let's get going, baby. First play that I want to break down here. This is from a Week 10 matchup against Pittsburgh. DeAndre Swift, 33 rushing attempts, 130 yards, ran for under 4 yards per carry. And I picked this game because it was a good overall fantasy output, or an overall just good weekend. But again, that efficiency, not great last year at times. Barely ran for over 4 yards per carry all season long. Will some things change this year? That's why we're going to talk about it here. So let's get dissecting this play here a little bit. All right, let's go back here for a second. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So taking a look at everything here, we've got 3 defenders on this left-hand side of the screen. 1, 2, 3, right above my head here. On the opposite side of the screen, we are going to have 6 here in just a second, because one of the safeties has moved up into the area of the box at this point. So now you're facing a box of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people plus a defender, plus this safety here, number 21. Look at, now he's already moved to that side as well. So this is actually going to be a play here where DeAndre Swift, when he gets the ball, is going to come to the left-hand side of the screen, right up in this area. He's going to come this way. You looking at your screen, he's going to come to the left-hand side. So DeAndre Swift is going to come to the left-hand side. Right now, this looks like an amazing play, right? Because he's going to have only 3 defenders that he's fighting with. We hit this here. Again, it skipped on me for some reason. My bad. Let's go back here real quick. We're just jumping all over the place. Okay. Let's pause. Let's play. They put the tight end in motion. Tight end comes across the formation. And now we've even made a bigger adjustment to put ourselves in position to win, because now you should have about 5 offensive linemen on about 3 or 4 individuals on this side of the field. And in fact, if you count 1, 2, 3, this is the hole right here that he's aiming for, okay? This right here. These three guys are separating the side and pushing out this way. These two guys right here are supposed to get a hold of this lineman and push him out this way. DeAndre Swift hits his hole and he's gone. However, right here in the middle, the center didn't do his job. Boom, right through, and he is hit. But the thing I want you to take a look at, look how many people are in the vicinity of the play right now for Pittsburgh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You have 9 to 10 people. 8 if you want to be on the dot. 9 to 10 people that are crashing right now to try and end that play. That is a problem. Will that change this year? Let's keep taking a look at it. All right, another example here I want us to take a look at. Just a couple of plays later, we've got another running opportunity here for DeAndre Swift, okay? And if we take a look at it, this is what we've got so far. We've got our 5 linemen. We've got no tight end on the end here. TJ Hawkinson is split out into the slot. DeAndre Swift is right here. When you see this, this is going to be a draw play, all right? This is specifically designed to look like a passing play and then all of a sudden turn into a run to try and catch the defense off guard. However, it doesn't catch the defense off guard whatsoever. If you take a look here, you even see your safety. Look at your safety crash in. He does stop for a second. And then he doesn't even, he stops for a second and then he jumps here to the left-hand side and now he comes in to help make a play here. He ends up not making that specific play and it ends up being a decent pickup. However, look at how many people crash because right now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys on the line. Number 6 right here. This is supposed to be a play that, again, catches the defense off guard and makes them think it is a pass. Ideally, what will happen here when we get to this point, okay, look it, eyes out. Goff probably should have held it maybe a second longer, but seeing 34 come in, that may have spooked him a little bit, so he tried to get rid of it. He should hold it just a little bit longer, and ideally what happens is this guy right here and this guy right here, they drop back into coverage. If those two guys burst up onto the line and then say, oh, pass play, Goff's got his eyes up, they're going to stop, they're going to hold, and they're going to back up, thinking that they're going to have to drop back into coverage. Maybe if you've got a lineman like all the way over on the other side, number 56 there on the other side of the offensive line, or the other side of the defensive line. Maybe if he's actually kind of standing up and not really hand in the ground, maybe he kind of stops and gets ready to put his hands up, bat a pass down, whatever it may be. But that doesn't happen. Number 34 absolutely crashes. And again, this tricked absolutely nobody. Nobody here thought that this was a pass play. Everybody thought that this was going to be a run play. Swift about gets here. He gets away from it a little bit. These two guys kind of overextend themselves. 39 should have really kind of held this corner here, which he did a decent job of. 34 over pursued because Swift's able to cut it back. And then we end up getting our guy from behind. That kind of saved him right there. But we did have 2 defenders coming into the play to help out. But again, look how many guys are in the vicinity of the tackle, like of the play. That you're supposed to have more line. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys. And then when we see it's a passing play, we've got 7 and 8, or a running play, 7 and 8 are all of a sudden starting to come up. We've got to get less guys in the box. We have got to get to a point where DeAndre Swift isn't being the focal point of the offense. And again, maybe some things are starting to come to fruition, but we're going to keep watching it a little bit. All right. Basically the same thing as the first 2 videos, right? The first 2 plays that we took a look at. We're backed up way in our own territory here. All right. So now we're trying to get out of it. But again, look at what we got. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 guys in the box now for the Steelers. 7 guys, and we've got our safety lurking up top, okay? Both of these guys, they're ready to go. What has happened here is the Pittsburgh Steelers have really widened out the line because now they're containing the edges and basically daring the Lions to run it right up the gut and say, try and beat us. They've got the edges absolutely set here. And you're going to see here in a second as these guys start to come in, Edges are set right here. 21 kind of takes his eyes and looks to the side. We've got TJ Watt coming from this direction. Detroit trying to get right up the middle here. Like I said, they're daring Detroit to run up the middle because they've set the edges. And Detroit says, okay, let's do it. But again, now, let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 guys, again, within the vicinity of the play. 1, 2, 3, 2 guys laying on top of your running back, and now you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, number 9. Okay, we need to get better weapons on the outside for Detroit, because if that happens, they are not going to be able to continuously crash and crash and crash and crash on the offensive line, because Detroit isn't going to be a run-centric team. They are going to have guys that are going to be beating them on the outside that are going to have more attention. And you've started to do that now in Detroit. And that is part of the reason you've seen them draft and sign that the way they did. Now, DJ Chark is not anybody's favorite signing. I get that. I like it from a pure football philosophy standpoint, because that's what we need to start getting this team, these defenses, widened out and out of the box so DeAndre Swift has some more room to run. Let's take a look at that real quick. All right, let's take a look at a big play from DeAndre Swift now. And actually, a play that I was taking a look at just before this one was very similar, where Detroit actually brought in an extra lineman to make the play work for them. Jamar Jefferson had like a 28-yard touchdown run on the play or on the drive like 2 prior to this, but it was the play that I was looking at prior to this one. I was trying to find another one with Swift, and I found one with Jamar Jefferson as well, but they did the same exact thing. Detroit essentially, if we can go back here, Detroit essentially ends up bringing in an extra lineman to help out here, but look what they've had to do to open up the running game. You've got DeAndre Swift, you've brought in an extra lineman, and now you've got your 5 offensive linemen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an extra 1, 6, a tight end here with his feet on the ground, and then Hawkinson here kind of more in the slot. So now we have 5, 6, 7, 8. We've brought in 8 defenders, ladies and gentlemen, or 8 blockers, ladies and gentlemen. That's where it got to the point of needing to try and play against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in the box, okay? So at this point, Detroit's basically said, we're going to run right at you. See if you can beat us, all right? And Detroit's offensive line actually does a decent job here of getting this edge set. Look at how well they set this edge, because now at this point, it's a 1v1 situation, ladies and gentlemen. 1v1. DeAndre Swift is going to get to the outside. He's got himself the defensive back here ready to go. Hawkinson got loose here to try and help with the block, but he's not able to catch up. Swift has all this open room. He's able to actually make the play here, get over the top, get himself a few extra yards before getting out of bounds. But again, that's what basically Detroit had to do to open up enough space to run, because the defense just kept collapsing and collapsing on them and wasn't giving DeAndre Swift any room. We need to get more of this from Detroit. This is what we need right here from Detroit. DJ Chark, hopefully Jameson Williams, when he gets healthy, Amon-Ra St. Brown in the slot, TJ Hawkinson either out 4 wide, on the end of the offensive line, whatever it may be. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here on the offensive line. We've got a tight end there on the other side, okay? This is what Detroit needs to get to more. This is what is going to open things up more and more and more for them. Now, in this situation with Pittsburgh, they've basically said, we're playing everybody one-on-one, all right? We're going one-on-one here. We're going one-on-one here. We're going one-on-one here. We're going to leave a safety over the top to help if anybody gets burnt. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in the box. Pittsburgh is basically saying at this point, have at it. Try and beat us, okay? That's what they're doing. They're going one-on-one in all these situations, and this ends up working out well because this is a little play-action pass here that develops very nicely. We hit Amon-Ra St. Brown right here in the slot. Penny Sewell gets out here. He's able to help get a block here. We've got St. Brown trying to make a move, but again, Look it, we've got guys basically crashing on him almost immediately, all right? Spread it out, but realistically, what do we want? We want 2 safeties over the top. We want 2 of these safeties over the top. That's going to take 1 guy outside of the box here, and now you're going to be playing with, instead of having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys on the block in the box, you're going to have 6. And if you keep your tight end right here, then your tight end is basically going to be matching up with this edge here, and then everybody else is going to have 1 guy if they crash. You're going to give Jared Goff plenty of time. And if the offensive weapons are good enough, they're going to be able to get open. And at that point, you're going to see more plays out here instead of these short little passes where Amon-Ra St. Brown has to try and pick something up, okay? Because even then, it's a short pass, so all these guys here are still ready to come and get it, right? Nobody's worried about anything deeper down the field in this play. Nobody is. You can see that from the way the formation is lined up. We need to get another safety over the top. And then again, if you want to split Hockenson out wide, listen to how crazy this could get for Detroit this year, okay? So you can see it visually now. Let's say you have your 3 wide receivers and you split Hockenson out into the slot right here. Well, this is what's going to happen. Your 2 cornerbacks are going to be out here with Chark and Williams, okay? Hopefully you have 2 safeties here because those 2 safeties are going to have to help. Those 2 safeties are going to have to help because you've got speed on either side. You're not going to be able to contain one-on-one coverage all game. So then now you have a choice that you have to make because now your nickel is going to be right here on the slot with Amon-Ra. Hopefully if Amon-Ra stays in the slot, I think he will. Okay, so now that's what you have, right? So then now what happens if TJ Hawkinson's out to this side? Well, either TJ Hawkinson is going to be one-on-one with a linebacker or an edge rusher and have an absolute just mismatch to get you, right? It's going to get you. So now you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in coverage. You're essentially going to have 6 guys in coverage. That's going to bring this guy back here. That's going to put this guy out of the picture. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that realistically are going to be able to rush. And Detroit's offensive line is getting better and better and good enough to the point they're going to be able to handle that. That's going to give Jared Goff plenty of time. Now Swift can work out of the backfield if you want to. Heck, you can even get crazy and try to go 5 wide. You can try to go 5 wide. But imagine for a second if you've got all these guys split out and now you do like we saw earlier, all right? One of the videos that we looked at earlier where they did a little draw play. Maybe they do that here. Now you've only got 5 guys. Imagine how big the holes would be, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Just think about it for a second, all right? For those of you that got super dirty with it, shame on you. Wrong holes, all right? Make sure you turn on your private browser. For everybody else that stayed on football with me, imagine how big those holes are going to be, where if, remember earlier when we looked at a play, and they had 8 guys in the box, now we're talking about 5 guys in a box. And ladies and gentlemen, that right there is why DeAndre Swift could have just an absolutely huge year. I mean, take a second to truly imagine it, all right? Just all the room in the world for DeAndre Swift this coming season. It could happen. And again, some of that is going to depend upon Jameson Williams being 100% healthy and when he truly gets out there. But it's the reason they brought in DJ Chark, and it's the reason that they moved up as far as they did to get Jameson Williams, because they understand how good their offensive line is now. They understand that they've got a playmaker in Amon-Ra St. Brown. They've got a dynamic running back in DeAndre Swift. This is an offense that from A to B very soon could end up being better. Don't kill me here. Could end up being better than the offense that we saw Jared Goff take to the Super Bowl with the Los Angeles Rams. I about said St. Louis. Okay. They might not have the head coach to really be as creative as Sean McVay was. Some of the weapons still might be a little bit on the younger side and need to grow, but the talent's there. Talent-wise, it really does truly match up with that St. Louis Rams offense that we saw go to that Super Bowl with Jared Goff, okay? So the reason I bring that up is because a lot of people are saying, but can Jared Goff get it done? Jared Goff did get it done. He's had an offense similar to this. He had different play callers, and he had a better defense more than, I would be willing to bet that Rams team that went to the Super Bowl with Goff, they had a much better defense, okay? They had a better defense than what Detroit's going to have this year. So there's other things at play. But we've seen Jared Goff command this type of an offense, a dynamic playmaking offense that can beat you on the ground, can beat you in the air, can really just beat you all over the place. And that's what Detroit could end up having this year. And I wanted to break it down for you so you could see it yourself in the video, just how crazy things could get if things get spread out and Detroit can take pressure off of the offensive line. But ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed our first film review here on the channel. Oh man, absolutely love it. We've been waiting a long time to do this, and we finally got it done. I hope y'all are super excited about it. We're going to be doing even more of these to kick up the content here. So do me a favor, you got to hit that like button for me, and you got to leave me a comment down below and let me know, what do you think of the new film breakdown videos that we're going to be doing? And what do you think of DeAndre Swift this year? And make sure you subscribe here to the Fantasy Headliners if you have not done so yet. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. Y'all stay safe and healthy, and I will catch you on the next episode of the Fantasy Headliners.
Analytics off the chain, other channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game. Y'all stuck on third down. Your content's plain Jane. Headliners on top now. We gonna move and change. Podcast off the rip. Draft guide, so legit. Fantasy world, our game tight. You know we about that chub life. Stuck in a rut and you need some motivation. Head to the channel for this Headliner Nation. I'm a headliner.